But for the startup company, how do you get them to change their story? If you work with a startup company that they're all about me, everything that I know and everything that I can do, how do you get them to take a step back and tell the story of their customer?
Yeah, so a lot of times it's coming in and educating them on what story is, how it works, why it's effective, right? Like there is an education process, and what I tell them, quite often is, look, I get it. You went to school or you've been working on this thing, and that has been your sole focus. You didn't stop and go, I need a marketing class, I need a communications class, I need a branding class.
Yeah.
No, you were honing your skills, and that's great. But now that you have this thing that you've built, this idea, whatever it is, you need to communicate it in a
Mhm.
way that other humans understand you. And it's like, so that's where story comes in. I'm basically trying to help them bridge the gap. And yes, I have this thing, it's amazing. And yeah, like there's so many pitches where, founders come in and like, I've got this amazing idea. And then they talk about the idea or talk about themselves instead of positioning it in,
Right.
this is how I saw this, I saw this problem in the marketplace. Here's what that problem is causing. Here's how we can fix it. And, like there's a whole order of operations thing. I told the guy who was doing a pitch one time, um, actually, this was one time, this was like a couple of weeks ago. I said, because he wanted to tell his story, like he wanted to talk about himself. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, you're the end credits.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, nobody cares about you
Right.
until they care about the movie, right? Like, so I said, your story is important, but your order of operations is all wrong. Like, talk about the problem, get them engaged at an emotional level. Once you have that buy-in, then they're going to ask you more about the technical side. You've got
Mhm.
that covered. You know all the technical stuff. You can talk about that. Then towards the end, you can say, and here's why I came up with the solution. And they're going to be much more interested in you at that point because you've already hooked them with a story that is about a problem that they can see and understand and connect with.